it's likely that we're going to see an increasing number of startups where folks like Ezra Klein or Nate Silver, who kind of got famous using traditional media as a home base, then went out on their own and have gotten really social with how they start sharing things in digital media. And so I think we're going to see a lot more startups, a lot more data analytics, a lot more visualization kinds of work, and a lot more cachet for those who know how to code and create the internet on their own.
Going to be. So I think that there could be a lot of blogs, but better ways to get credibility on those blogs. So I think there'll be a lot more established journalists using blogs, and they'll be considered more credible sources.
I think Twitter is going to continue to be a really big source of news, and I think what's going to happen is I think a lot of consumers are going to become a lot more active on Twitter, especially with journalists, which will allow for more conversation between journalists and their citizens that they're reporting the news to, which I think will help with credibility, just to like start that conversation. So there's not like a big block between who's reporting and who's consuming. It's more of a conversation.
Yeah, I think the main thing is just getting the facts straight, because there's a race right now, kind of trying to get your content out faster to get people to read it. And if there's more media platforms that are coming out, like there's kind of got to be a balance between getting it out quickly and getting it out correctly.
I recently just heard about the new paper app, which is like part of Facebook, but it's like a separate app, and the idea is for it to be like a virtual newspaper. You guys have probably heard of that. But yeah, it's like it's supposed to be your Facebook newsfeed and like newspaper headlines all in one app. So that's one I've heard that's like emerging and is supposed to be big. Like they're speculating that it's going to be big.
Well, I think a lot of what people are clicking on and kind of interested in is like the human interest stories. So I think soft news is still kind of dominating social media, and I think a lot of journalists are kind of using like really catchy or trying to use kind of catchy like word structure, like phrases to get people to actually click on it, just for like ad revenue for whatever source they're writing for. So I think people are just trying to be as interesting as possible with their stories and kind of hooking people into actually clicking on the stories instead of just seeing it on like the side of their like social media page.